Hey guys, it's your girl. And I think all of us can agree we've all watched our fair share of bad anime. I mean, if you told me you've ever only watched good anime, I would either think you're A, someone who never watches the stuff, or B, you are somebody who only watches trendy shit to fit in, and therefore have no real opinions on anything, and therefore are a nobody person. Okay, but back on topic. I, for one, used to watch every single anime in every single new season. It would be the highlight of my day when I went to high school, knowing that I could come home and watch a new episode of an anime I was keeping up with. But it's also due to watching every episode of every season, I've watched my fair share of less savory anime. I can't help but wonder how some of these animes were pitched to being made. Like, how were the animators feeling when they animated some of these scenes? Like, I would pay to go back in time and watch that. Just though to be fair, they probably were straight faced. Like, I see this shit every day. I don't know, but it's some of those animes that made me want to stop coming back to anime altogether. But yet, here I am. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today, if you haven't guessed already, is bad anime that's not just bad in plot or bad for the memes, but really just makes you sit there and think.
That, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
To the bad script writing and obscure plot, to bordering on pedophilia, these are my top 5 animes that should just not exist. So let's begin with the first anime that actually inspired me to make this video, and that is Astarotte no Omocha. I remember watching this when it aired in spring 2011, and I watched it from beginning to end every day that it first aired. And after every episode, I would just sit in my chair and just look out into nothing and just scream internally for help. Astarotte no Omocha, or Lotte no Omocha, is an anime about a young succubus princess named Lotte, who becomes the age needed to replenish her magic with some man juice. And the most fucked up part? She's only 10 years old! A little girl and her male companion get sucked into Lotte's world, and she is tasked with taking some of the male companion's magic. I mean, it sounds like a hentai, right? Definitely not the kind you find in Hentai Haven, though. But in the anime, nothing really happens sexually, but that doesn't mean there's a lot of twists and turns in the anime, okay? And not the good kind. So if you actually are planning on watching this anime, I'm about to go into spoiler mode, so I would skip it, but I would recommend you stay, and I'll just save you the time that you would be otherwise wasting. Male companion Nagoya and the little girl Asuha that were sucked into the world are father and daughter. And the age difference between the both of them? It's 10 years. He had a child when he was 10 years old. And the final twist in the end? The girl Nagoya knocked up with his child Asuha was none other than Lotte's mom. The same mom that's trying to make Lotte do shit with Nagoya! Lotte's mom gave Asuha to Nagoya when he was about 12 to raise on his own, because so many 12-year-olds can raise a baby on their own, because she didn't want Asuha to come to the same kingdom as herself for various reasons. And it's secretly hidden throughout the show that Asuha is Lotte's half-sister. And by the way, Lotte's mom was also 10 when she was pregnant. So many moments I could not believe what the fuck I was seeing. My lord. I still do not know how, and I pat myself on the back every time I think about this, that I was able to watch the show from beginning to end. And you know what really baffles me the most is I've never heard really anybody talk about this show ever. And it's just for that reason that I must let it be known. The next anime I'm going to be talking about is one that's quite popular due to its awfulness, and that is Pupa. I had to rewatch this because even for what it's about, the series is pretty damn forgettable. Premiering as an anime in winter 2014, Pupa is about a boy, Utsutsu, and his little sister Yume. Yume somehow gets contaminated on her way to school with a mysterious virus named Pupa that transforms her into a monster with a craving for human meat. Coincidentally, her brother is also contaminated, but also for some reason, just has regenerative powers. So since his sister is craving human meat, and he's able to regenerate, then that means she keeps eating him. And that's basically the whole show. Of course they try to throw in some plot points, like with a woman who is supposedly a researcher impregnating herself with Yume and Utsutsu's child, and another research facility abducting them for research purposes. But none of it's further dived into because, yeah. Nothing in the series really makes sense because they hardly give you any information to understand what the full entirety of the situation is. And also, it doesn't really have an like such a waste of time to go out of your way to try and find an uncensored version of this anime, because the gore in the anime is less, it's baby shit. You finish the series confused and unenthused because I cannot stress enough that each plot point is just thrown in there and there's nothing else talked about it with it. It's just, that's the whole series, as well as her eating her brother. Really, it's just this. It's just this! The series altogether, without opening and ending included, is about 40 minutes long, so if you're curious, you could go watch it, but I wouldn't. Now this is a series all about how these lolly girls and pedophilia. That series is Kodomo No Jikan, a twisted tale of love with a 9-year-old girl and a 23-year-old man. This anime is a bit old with it having been aired in 2007, but the series has remained timeless with how fucked up it is. Daisuke is a fresh teacher who just finished university and begins to teach at an elementary school. There he meets Rin, which is, again, a 9-year-old who starts to pursue him and makes quite a few sexual advances. The anime is plain disturbing, and that description alone does not even cover how fucked up and just weird the series is. Is weird the right word? I don't know. When I was 9 years old, I still believed in cooties and that babies fell out of your mom's butt. I didn't try blackmailing a guy who was 14 years my senior into having sex with me. There are plot points they throw in, like Rin's mom died of cancer and was banging her cousins, or buying Mimi a fucking bra. But the amount of sheer fuck-uppery in the show really makes me beg the question, what is the fine line here in anime? I'm guessing it's the actual act of sex or anything explicitly sexual. But what's I don't know. I just feel like this anime has crossed its own sort of line. And may we never know what that is in another new one. The early 2000s, where most of us branched off and found out what anime really was. Anime that tested the waters to see how far it could go before it could get stopped. Anime that really tried to emphasize the question, how big is too big? And that rang true especially with Eiken. Premiering in 2003, I am sure most of us have seen clips of this anime due to its plot. Yes, this was very much the beginning of Tits the Anime! Densuke is a high school student who is forced into the club Eiken, though he has a crush on the busty girl named Chiharu. Densuke throughout the series is trying to confess his feelings to Chiharu, but is always put in sexual misunderstandings with the other members before he can. There isn't much to this anime besides the tiggle biddies and the overt fan service, but really, isn't that all you need in a masterpiece that shouldn't exist? No, there are plenty of animes like this, but the reason why you keep coming back to this one is because of... Why? Like, how do they move? This is like a horror story to me because big boobs, haha, okay, funny, haha, oh, it's so hot, it's so sexy, but also, you know the fucking back pain you get from them? How does she get up in the morning? But alas, a true classic for anime titty connoisseurs. Also, if you do decide to watch it, please watch it dubbed. Please, please, please. Oh god. Okay, so fun fact, I saved the best for last in terms of grotesqueness. I was actually debating writing about this one because even watching clips of it and writing it and thinking about the memories of it makes me actually feel very physically ill. So I would not be surprised if I start reading it and talking about it, I start retching. So please skip this if you don't want to start retching either. Okay, if you ever want to gross me the fuck out, just like put your spit on me, because that is just like, that's just, So that premise alone, essentially, is what Mysterious Ex-Girlfriend is about. Spit. A story of a high schooler, Akira, who for some reason is addicted to his classmates' Urabe's saliva, and throughout the series has to drink it in order to avoid becoming ill. It is because of this they start to date. The series is extremely uncomfortable as it takes swapping spit to a whole nother level, with Akira having to drink a test tube full of her saliva. All the while Urabe is trying to maintain a normal romantic relationship with Akira, his supplier. Supposedly the two do blossom into a very loving relationship in the manga after the anime. So you heard it here first, folks! Been looking for your soulmate? Just continuously swallow cups of their spit and you're good to go! I feel like puking. I have to end it here. I have to. So yep, that was my top 5 worst animes that should just not exist. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am up for any critiques in the comment section down below on how I could improve and make my indie videos even better. Please make sure to watch my other videos and show support by subscribing, liking, like it, and following me on my other social media platforms. Either way, yeah, it's been your girl, and I'll catch you